Welcome to the Snohomish Storytellers. Here, in our little corner of the universe in Snohomish, we have a strong sense of community and heritage founded in the whispers of yesterday's stories and the narrative of what is being written today. Snohomish Storytellers captures this through organic conversation between Snohomies, former, present, and future.
This podcast is brought to you by the historic Downtown Snohomish Association. Our mission is to promote, preserve, and improve the Downtown Historic District as the heart and soul of the city of Snohomish. My name is Megan Hetherington, Executive Director of HDSA, and my lovely co-host is
Sheila DeVerder, Board Member of HDSA. With us today is also our podcast producer and Vice President of HDSA, Trent DeVerder.
And welcome to our podcast.
Well, I love opening this part of the episode because we open each episode the same way. But Megan.
Yes, Sheila.
How are you doing today?
Good. Thank you. How are you?
I am okay. The holiday is in full swing, right? And I love today's guest because I think she personifies what you call holiday spirit all year round.
Yeah.
So it's extra special that we get to talk to her today in the thick of things. We have Courtney Evans from Board and Brush here with us today. And this episode is just F-U-N fun.
Yes, I was just going to say, how do you spell fun?
Yeah.
Courtney.
Yes. For those that didn't follow, that's spelled Courtney.
That is how you spell fun. She was a ball of energy.
Yeah.
So much fun. I was inspired to go out and explore Snohomish in a whole new way after hearing from her. And I love when she starts talking about her word of the year and her friends and how she encourages them with the word of the year. And I'm like, I just need to sprinkle more Courtney in my life.
Right. She's just one of those energies that you instantly feel better when you're around her.
Yeah.
And she just brings out the best, I feel like, in other people. And she just extracts it. And it's in such a natural way in that, there's no motivation behind it. She's just legitimately really, really happy to see you and to talk to you.
Yeah.
And to be able to, collaborate or just chat about stuff.
And she's very joyful.
Yes.
And I think she likes to find those connection points that are not just going to be business decisions, but because she really wants to be here and invest in the community, bring something to the community.
And she's a problem solver. She saw a problem, she's going to talk about how she brought her business here into the downtown district and solve the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's pretty cool. I hope you all enjoy it. You're going to be inspired and ready for 2025.
And ready to have fun.
Yes. Welcome to tonight's episode, Sheila.
Megan.
Nice to see you again.
Thank you.
It's been a long time.
Oh, totally.
Although it's kind of nice because it really was a long time before.
Yeah.
Now it's twice in 1 week.
We're making up for lost time.
Yeah, back to the good old days.
Right? I'm going to see you tomorrow too.
I know, right? It's a heavy week.
It is.
But it's good. It's always good to see you. And it's always good to see Courtney.
Yes.
Thank Courtney Evans, who we have sitting here with us today from Board and Brush. And Courtney is new to the downtown district as of May. Okay. I couldn't remember the month you moved in. But I do remember that in January,
oh my gosh.
I think we hadn't met each other or maybe we had, but not really talked, but we got to talk at the Snohomish Networking Women's Group. And you were like, I really want to be downtown. I want to be downtown so bad. And then bam, you were downtown. You manifested that.
Oh my gosh. That's actually kind of funny, that story. When we talked in January, I know we all kind of have those days where you just don't want to do the things. I had just gotten some terrible news about my rent being completely jacked up for when my lease was going to end at my previous place. And I'm like, okay, look, we've been in business for 5 years. I don't know who can grow and sustain rising rent costs alone, not alone. That doesn't even count supplies or anything else, right? And this was in January. So I had gotten that news and I was really down, not feeling great. But I had committed and said I was going to go to this networking meeting. And in all honesty, I almost just didn't go. But it was at the Speakeasy in the Oxford. And I so badly wanted to go there. I just really wanted to see the Speakeasy. And that is honestly like the definition of like just grit your teeth and do the things.
Yeah.
Because it led to our conversation that when I drove down here and parked, I had seen that there was a for rent sign down on the main strip, on the main street. And then you were talking, which was really cool. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I should just pull Megan aside and ask her about this. And then you told me about the space up on Glen and was like, have you driven up there? And I'm like, no. So I'm not even kidding. As soon as we left that meeting, I got in the car and drove down the street and got the phone number. And
wow,
like I made it happen.
I didn't know it was that night.
It was that night.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that night I called, I left him a message, and then I waited about a week. I didn't hear anything back. And like, there's more into like, I mean, I really wanted that spot and I really wanted to be in the downtown area. I feel like, in all honesty, most business people, especially Snohomish business owners, like it's the dream to get downtown.
For sure.
And what is it that's so meaningful to you in particular? Like, why did you feel that for Board and Brush, you really wanted to bring that to downtown?
So it's kind of funny. If you look on my website, like the very beginning part talking about Snohomish, it says that, you know, we're the antique capital of, I don't know if it says the world or
I think
the
it used
US.
to say the Northwest. Wasn't it antique capital of the Northwest?
Yeah, something like that.
That was kind of our
slogan.
Or what we were known for a long time.
Yeah. And in all honesty, that like it still carries, like it's still known. And our aesthetic within Board and Brush is like farmhouse rustic. And in the PNW area, I honestly feel like that's not a huge style design. Snohomish, I think, is special just because we do have a lot of farms and that is still quite heavy of an aesthetic around here. But for me, coming into the downtown area, I'm like, there's so many shops, there's so many restaurants. And when I come to downtown, I typically like plan my day out. Like I come because I want to come down here. I want to do a little shopping and then I want to get lunch or dinner or whatever. And there wasn't a lot of other things of activities to do. Right? Like what about if somebody doesn't want to shop? They just want something to do and they want to be able to get some food or some lunch or dinner or whatever. I honestly felt like Board and Brush was meant to be down here. And it's funny because I literally moved 2.5 miles down the road. Like it's not far,
right?
You know, from Bickford down to downtown. Nobody knows Snohomish until you're down here. This is a different world. Like where we were at previously, I honestly don't feel like that was even considered Snohomish. Like it's a different world down here, and in all of the greatest ways. And it's funny because when we were doing the renovation in that space and cleaning it up and getting ready, people would stop by. And, you know, I'd have the doors open because it's May, it's warm and whatever. They'd stop by. Oh, Courtney, the place looks great. And I'm like, thank you. Who are you? I had no clue who so many of these people were. And I'm like, this is great that you know me, but how do you know me?
It is the small town neighborhood. You don't have to call someone before stopping by their place type of community that I feel like we have here.
And it's been so great getting to grow into that. And I'm like, now I actually know some of these people.
You can reciprocate.
Yes. And so I'm like, it's been so great that from where we were to where we're at right now being in downtown, I'm like, it is completely night and day. And I honestly feel like we were meant to be down here. And I also felt like I had a lot to be able to bring to our community down here too.
You absolutely did. Yeah. You hit the nail on the head because you're right. There isn't much to do that's experience oriented. And Snohomish is an interesting place because there's no zoning or code that says like this many services, this many retail, this many restaurants. And I personally, I prefer it that way just because I'm more of the type that's like, I don't think the government or anyone should be telling you what you can and cannot do and who gets to determine that and what does that look like and is it done equitably, all those things, right? At the same time, somebody needs to be mindful of it because the second that you have all restaurants, well, it's great that you have a variety of places to eat, but your day's done. You can't eat all day. I mean, some of us can.
Challenge
but not like in a row. You know, you're not going to go like restaurant hopping unless it's like a special small bite-sized event thing. Like you're not going to eat like a full meal.
Right.
For
so
a whole
it's not
day.
really sustainable for the overall experience. And you're not going to get as many people coming down here or at least not spending as much time down here because they'll come and eat and leave.
Yeah.
And Same with retail. Like you want a balance of the types of retails that you have. You know, if you have all of the same thing to where you're oversaturating. So it's important that like that's part of our work. Yeah. But I also appreciate when I see other, you know, business people, entrepreneurial spirit people like yourself who are like, I know that I'm needed in this space. It's going to be a good fit for me. I'm going to thrive here because that's also what you want as a business owner.
Completely.
You don't want to move into a place where it's like, I'm the fifth one of this, right? But hopefully I'll have something unique enough to sustain me long term.
Yeah.
You know, you might be the new kid on the block and be exciting for a while, but how is that going to play out?
And it's really interesting too, because, you know, I can pull some of like my client demographics and I can see where they're coming from. And it's really interesting because we actually pull a huge clientele from Woodinville, from Bothell, from these other areas that are similar. You know, we're pulling them from a different city to come check out Snohomish. And most of the time they are coming down here and they're spending hours down here. And they'll come down early and go get an early dinner or a really late lunch and then come and hang out with us. So I'm like, it's really cool too that I'm like, I get to see that I know a good handful of the clients and the customers that I'm bringing in. It's also benefiting these other businesses as well. And I absolutely love that. Like I've got a good handful of clients that come from Bellingham and it's kind of funny because they literally like pack into their car. Like it looks like a clown car when they're getting out. I love it. But they literally squish all of them into one little car and they make the trek down here. And it's great. And they literally will do that. They'll come down early and they'll spend the day down here. They'll get lunch and then they come and round out the evening with me. And it's so fun to see that and know that I'm like, yes, my business is thriving down here. But I'm like, but it's cool to know that there's a little bit of a ripple effect.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
This is symbiotic
relationship.
I'm always like, Sheila, what's the word? I say the
I'm
wrong
so
words.
reliable.
You are. You always get me there.
But it is nice. And I hope that, you know, other merchants and stores and, you know, services in the downtown area also realizes that trend. Because I think the opportunities that I've seen you participate in and a lot of other people where they're collaborating with each other, right? And they're saying, hey, we're doing this, you're doing that. Let's work together. Let's make a whole thing out of it so that they can stay. And the more we do that, the more we're giving reasons for these people, especially if they're driving long distances. Like I'm one of those people too, that like, if I have to cross, like if I have to go down I-5 to Linwood, like I'm making a whole thing out of it. Like I'm not going to go down just for a 20-minute thing. Right. Yeah. So might as well make it worth it. Yeah. And for you to have a pull like that, they're already here. And like other merchants, like please capitalize on that, right?
Yeah. And I love
these people.
That I'm like, I really do think that as a whole, I'm like, I feel like we're stronger together.
For sure.
And so I love the collaboration aspect and I love working with people that are nearby. And I think most business owners are probably in the same boat that, you know, I think we're all in it generally. I think we're all in it, you know, for the good, right? To share the love and spread the love. And so like, and I love being down here so much.
We can tell.
My
we
gosh.
can so tell. And one of my favorite collaborations that you've done is actually with the farmers market.
I love farmers market.
Talk a little bit more about that.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I love farmers market days, which leading into speaking about the farmers market, I got voted on to be the vice president of the Snohomish Farmers Market.
Congratulations.
Thanks. Yeah, I think it's really great that I did vend as a vendor with the market the year before we moved. And then when I found out that I was moving, you know, I called Sarah up and I was like, hey, listen, originally my plan was to move in the middle of the summer. The summer tends to be our slower time. So my original plan, I'll move in the summer and I'm going to try and do it along with an event. And I honestly was thinking Klahia Days was going to be it. Well, then that timeline got moved up real quick. One week I'm planning, oh no, in the summertime, we're going to move. And then the very next week it's like, oh, wait, and we're moving in now. Okay. So I called Sarah up and I was like, hey, look, I'm moving my studio and I see that your farmer's market is opening on May 2nd. You're going to have a good crowd. Like, I don't want to step on toes. But I also kind of want to bank on the crowd that you're already drawing. So would it be okay with you if I looped my grand opening at the new space at the same time as the grand opening for the farmers market for the season? And she was just head over heels, like, absolutely. And you didn't even have to call and ask. I'm like, but I wanted to, because I'm like, you work so hard to make the farmer's market be successful for so many people that I'm like, I didn't want to be that person that's like, oh, let me just piggyback right up on this.
Yeah.
But I kind of also want to piggyback right up on it. So it was so great that it worked out well that way. And so I had this idea, and, you know, this was our first year of trying it. And I know that we're going to continue to grow it. So my idea was that I love the farmer's market. I love the food trucks, and I love eating at the farmer's market. I am not a floor eating person, though. Like, I do not
many of us are.
Yeah, no grass, concrete.
No, I do not sit
area.
on the ground to eat. And trying to like hold a plate of food and eat it, and juggling your children or your purchases, like that can get a little complicated. And for some, it could even maybe be a deterrent from actually purchasing food at the farmer's market and making it a bit more of a day, rather than just grabbing your produce and leaving. And so my idea was that I'm like, well, I'm already going to be open, and I've got all these tables and stools. So why don't you guys go get your food and come sit here at a table and eat your food?
Right.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
In the shade too.
Yeah. I've got AC. I've got a roof.
AC.
Right?
Yeah.
That I'm like, why not just sit down at a table? And if you have kids, we've got small projects. So you just need a minute, because let's be real, that happens, especially when you're trying to do something fun like the farmer's market with little ones. Like, sometimes you just need a second.
Yeah.
We've got small projects that kids can paint a small project. I've got staff there. If it's really been a day, I mean, we serve beer and wine. So you can have a drink.
Full service.
Exactly. Eat your food, have a drink, let the kids paint something. And in all honesty, I don't even care if you spend money with me. If you just want to sit down and eat your food, please come into the studio and sit here, sit and eat. I take so much value in that we're so visual, and it's just an open creative space. And it really, I just wanted it to be kind of like a community hub where, you know, you can shop from the merchants and the vendors and come sit down and eat your food and enjoy it without having to find a shady spot or sit on the floor on the ground.
I think that's so great that you saw an opportunity to fill a need and contribute, because I think there is a natural opportunity and just a balance of collaboration versus capitalizing on. Because it's like, there are plenty of things to capitalize on just by being downtown. And there's so many events, and like, we encourage merchants, like, if the car show's happening, put some car related stuff or what you think that demographic will like in your windows. You know, like, every time there's anything going on, it's an opportunity to capitalize on that. The audience is here, so take advantage, right? Then there's also like events that happen where there might be an opportunity that you can really intentionally collaborate or bring another element. And there's ways to do that where you're contributing something to it and you're adding value and you're partnering.
Yeah.
Then there's just taking advantage, you know? So I appreciate that you were like, I have a way that I can contribute. It's something that I see a need for that will bring value to the market.
Yeah.
And even
to
though
our
Sarah said,
guests.
you didn't have to ask. Yeah. It's nice to ask, because
completely.
It's like, you might have one interpretation of it and they don't share that vision, or it might be something that they never thought of, because you kind of get in the mode as an event planner. I know that we get in the mode of like, this is what we do. Yeah. And you don't necessarily think of all the things.
Right. But there's also on the
a unique opportunity, right?
As an event planner, sometimes there's just things that the rest of us don't know.
Yeah.
You know, like if I would have just done it and not asked, I didn't know she was also doing a ribbon cutting. Right. So then that could have impeded on both of us.
Right.
Type of a thing. Or who knows, what if there had been a safety issue with the fact of me being like, no, I just want to open my doors and let people eat their food. Like, there is so much more, I think, in each person's role and each person's job, that everybody can't know everything, right? Unless you ask. And in all honesty, too, like, just having so many people stop by and who already knew me in whichever way or whichever manner, I also just wanted to bring that as well. That all of my staff, we're all Snohomish County residents, and all of my staff are here in our community. These are our neighbors, our friends, and I am super local here. I live in Snohomish. I work for the school district. I own this place. So I'm like, I wanted people to be able to come in and have that natural, organic conversations, get to know us and see also that I'm not here in this business to just, I don't want to take advantage. Like my business it's frivolous. It's not a necessity. It's something fun.
I think it's nice that you were saying my shop was going to be open anyway.
Mhm.
I was already going to be paying someone to be there, or you're going to be there yourself, right? So it wasn't like it was anything extra for you to do this. And I think there's so many of those types of opportunities that if we are just a little more aware or cognizant, you can see the synergy. Or sorry, what was this? Oh, you use symbiotic. Sorry.
I already forgot the word.
But there are just opportunities like that, right? Where it is literally an extra 1% of effort and it can give you so much more.
Completely.
And I love your focus on community. As Courtney was talking, it reminds me of what Rachel Morgan was teaching us during her podcast a couple episodes ago of like, you're building the relationship, right? You do not want this to be just a one and done type of transaction. Yeah. And that is literally what you're building, right? Because now they're going to know you as, hey, that really fun lady that distracted my kid for 10 minutes that I can eat.
Exactly.
Like the next time I need a gift, the next time I want to do something fun, the next time I want to throw a party, guess who I'm going to?
If you hear somebody in the grocery store talk about, oh, I don't know what to do for my kid's birthday party, you never know
exactly
who all of these people are going to run into. And it's really interesting too, though, because I saw the need for myself, in all honesty. But I did actually track my sales, and I tracked my sales on Thursdays during farmers market. I tracked them from starting at about noon, just because I know Sarah shuts down the streets pretty early and people start walking around the farmers market hours before it actually opens. It's actually
funny.
quite amazing. So I start tracking my sales on farmers market days starting at noon, and I track until midnight because I also saw that people would be walking by and then they'd go home and text their friends and see who's available. Thursdays during farmers market days were actually my highest booked days.
Wow. So it's working.
It worked. Exactly. And I'm like, even if people didn't spend the money while they were there, I'm like, that is okay, you know, but they are seeing our projects. They're seeing how much fun we are. They're getting to hang out. They're making a friend and they're feeling welcomed. And that is my main thing is I'm like, I just want to be an open, welcome area. Come as you are and just enjoy it. And so it's actually really cool that I'm like, I was already planning on being there, that I'm like, even if nobody shows up, like I've got some busy work I can do. Or
you can staple wine walk tickets.
I sure can. Although I love doing that. I'm not going to lie.
Courtney has lovingly offered to help staple all of our wine walk tickets this year. And it has been such a load off. And I am forever eternally grateful.
Oh, I love it. It sounds like such a funny thing to love. But I got to, so the first wine walk in June, we got to have a winery, which was, oh my gosh, amazing and so much fun. I enjoyed this so much.
But I think that just goes to show another aspect of, you know, Courtney now being down in the historic district and being a part of the community. Like she is going beyond just, you know, the walls of her space. You're getting so involved with HDSA. You volunteer with us. You're participating in the wine walks. You're also part of BLOS, right? Like, so you're just everywhere. You're mingling and networking everywhere in Snohomish.
I am. So I know a lot of people do like a New Year's resolution, and I don't quite believe in resolutions because the minute I say I'm going to do something, you know, let's
goes
get
out the door
or let's make more money. Everybody says that. Yeah. A week or two in and it falls off the boat. And then I feel bad and I feel crummy. So what I do actually is I do a word of the year, and I pick one word and I focus on it throughout the year. And it's my phone background. It's my watch background. And so this year, my 2024 word was plant. And it kind of sounds funny, right? Because it's like plant. I have a black thumb. I do not have a green thumb. Like my plants at home are all fake. They're the only ones I can keep alive. But for me, the idea behind plant was that when you are planting something, planting seeds, that's when it takes the most nurturing, the most caring. And typically people just plant all these seeds to see what grows. What actually takes root, what happens. So this year, that was my whole goal was I'm going to throw all these seeds out there and see what takes root. and what sticks and what is it that is actually worth my time and energy to put into it. You know, I love networking groups, but I am not the kind of person that can just show up and be like, hi, I'm Courtney. This is what I do. What do you do? All right, next. Hi, I'm Courtney. That is not my jam. I'm like, I would like to have organic conversation. Like, hey, what do you do for fun? Like, how old are your kids? And then let it lead into business and make those connections that way. Yeah, I'm all over the place, but that's why, is because I came up with the word plant before we even walked into that S&W meeting and talked about moving my studio, moving my space. And it just kind of shows that like it worked. Like it worked, and I focused on it throughout the year. And granted, there are quite a handful of seeds that died and shriveled and didn't work out. And that's okay though, because the ones that really took root and that really are helping me grow as a person, in my business, in all of the ways, those are the ones that I'm really actually spending my time nurturing and growing and working on. So yes, you're going to see a lot of me,
which is awesome. We love it.
Oh, thank you. I enjoy it so much. And it's really fun to see how many people in this downtown area, like it's such a small world down here. It's kind of cool. And there's so much overlap in a lot of the activities and the groups that I'm part of. And so it's really kind of fun to be able to consistently see a bunch of these people that I love it.
Actually, haven't run into you too many times downtown yet, but I do run into you at the groups.
Yes, a lot in the groups.
When you said at the beginning that you weren't really feeling like going, I never feel like going to anything.
The introvert in Megan.
The reason I was there was because I was presenting. Right? So like, I have to be there. But I do appreciate what you're saying of like, make the connections meaningful.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think another thing that can happen, like when you're saying, hi, I'm Courtney and this is what I do. That can be all that happens. If you're interjecting yourself into groups, whether they're doing well as a group or not,
mm-hmm.
how are you taking advantage of it? And especially like, you seem like an extrovert to me. You probably have fun at these things.
A facade.
But
when
are
I'm
you
done
an
with
introvert?
this, I actually, believe it or not, I'm actually probably one of the quiet ones at my house.
Oh,
wow.
Like you're going to go home and snuggle up and recover.
I generally do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I generally like doom scroll for a little while and then go snuggle up and go to bed.
Yeah.
I'm an like extroverted introvert, I would say.
Yeah.
Like,
so you like to engage when you're at those things. Yeah. But that's even more reason if it takes energy from you to make it worth it. You know, make it worth the time to make that connection, whether it leads to a business lead or not.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter, but it's like, you have the connection with that person.
Yep.
You never know where that's going to go.
Exactly.
And you never know what you're going to say. It might have a pretty substantial impact on somebody.
Yeah. Right. Or the vice versa. Like who knows, they might add value into my life. Yeah. That you might not have known if you just did, hi, I'm so-and-so and this is what I do.
Right.
Yeah.
I love the juiciness of this, but there is something that I do want to talk to you about that's a little bit more like, what's going on that's fun? And you're all about the fun. So I love that you have a word that you're focusing on. We're in December already, coming up to the next year. But before we get there, what sort of things do you have in store at the shop for the rest of the month? Like coming up on Christmas is going to be in like a week.
Is our busy season really kicks up starting kind of like at the end of September. And it's all because of like the holiday projects.
So everyone's doing all those fun holiday
Oh my gosh,
things.
there's so much fun. And we have so much fun stuff on the calendar right now. I'm still working on December on like finalizing the calendar and then moving it into January. But some of my favorite things that we get to do during this season of the year is private events. I love hosting corporate parties in our workshop. And this year already, we've gotten to have quite a handful of really awesome groups. But as far as the public, we have some brand new workshops. So I just added a glass etching workshop.
Ooh.
Yes. And there are pie dishes.
Oh, fun.
I know, right? So like if you're a baker or if you're like just need to have a gift for the holidays to give somebody, oh my gosh, they're so cute. I just made one today and it's so cute.
You know when you need to add, thought about this. What? I think it's called a kolsch. A kolsch?
I've never heard this word.
I might be making this up.
No, it's okay. Go ahead though.
But let's Google it while you describe.
Things you put like a cake or cupcakes or cookies in where it's like a wooden base and then like a cover that's glass.
The top on it.
Yeah, because then you can etch the top. So when it's like sitting on your counter, it's like, okay, not the beer.
Got it.
I am probably just... No, I know what you're talking about. It's kind of like a... It almost looks like a
cover.
Yes.
I have one in my kitchen.
I can't find anything, and I want to know what it is.
Our glass etching workshop, it comes with wood as well. So like we have like the pie dishes, and it comes with like a little pie box with handles so you can carry it.
Yeah.
And then we have whiskey glasses, so you can etch whiskey glasses, and it has like a little trivet so it can sit on top of it. We've got wine glasses, and then we have a really cute cookie jar.
Nice.
That is, I think it's meant for pet treats. And so it's like a jar, and then it comes with a piece of wood that has or like a sign with a hook so you can like hang the leash on it.
Cute.
It's
okay,
so
see, I just want to comment here. Like you were saying before, we're not a necessity. This is frivolous, but these are all things that are useful.
Oh, yeah.
They're functional things to have. And you could go to Target and buy it or get it from Crate and Barrel, whatever it is that you buy your stuff from.
Right.
But how much more fun to go customize your own
So
thing.
much more fun.
And you get to do that with friends or family or whatever and have the experience part.
And the
which
memory.
I think is,
Yeah. It's so fun. When people ask like, what is board and brush? I get a lot of like dog grooming. A lot of people think I'm dog groomer.
What?
Yeah,
board,
like boarding
and brushing.
Yeah, you would be surprised at how many voicemails I get
like, wait,
asking about dog grooming.
Oh my gosh.
And then I'm over here like, oh man, I would love to pet your dogs, but like definitely don't bring them to me to groom.
Tree to bark
make
on.
something to hang their leash on though.
Right. But it's so fun because I love telling people like we are a paint and sip, but we're doing projects that you're actually going to use.
Yeah.
And they're functional products.
Yeah.
So
I love that.
when it goes from, coat racks to trays to porch signs, and they're all personalizable.
Yeah.
Most of them are
that you're
personalizable.
sharing this because to be totally honest, and I'm just going to speak to my people out there, I appreciate you and I appreciate your business. And I've always been like, it's not my thing.
Right.
Because I'm very function oriented. Like I don't like clutter. I don't like things in my house that don't have a use. Like my husband has this collection of baby Yodas that has zero
Of
purpose.
what? Baby
Yodas.
Yodas.
Yes.
Oh my God. I heard yo-yos for a second. I was like, a yo-yo collector.
Could
Okay.
be.
Baby Yodas.
And so they're just in the house and I have the hardest time
but
because
I
I'm
bet
like,
they're so cute.
I'm no fun. Like if you spoiler alert, I'm no fun.
False.
I would totally want to do something like that because I'm like, I actually do need something to carry my pies in.
Yes.
My mother-in-law has one. I'm always like, oh man, I need one of those. It's so cute. I'm so jealous I don't have one. And I've always been like, where am I going to get one?
Right?
Bam. Board
Yeah,
and brush.
it's
So
so
that's our next
fun.
date, Sheila.
We should. We
Let's do
totally
it.
should.
You should.
Yeah.
Make it a whole HDSA thing. Like
That
bring
would be fun.
make
Bring
the
the whole
board
board.
come.
We do try to have hangout sessions that are like, we
Yeah.
are not going to talk about HDSA today.
Exactly. Come
Yeah.
hang out. I will make sure you guys do not talk
There you
work.
go. There you
Like,
go.
Well, and essentially we're just we're practicing what we preach. We're live, working, and playing in downtown Snohomish.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's so fun. And then a couple of the other workshops that we have coming up is I'm so excited that I got to partner with you with the HDSA for the Winterfest and to do the Winterfest craft. And oh my gosh, the craft is so cute.
It looks so cute.
I'm
excited.
So cute. So we're doing, it's like a little Christmas tree that's made of wood. And then we've got a cute snowman face. And then we've got a couple ornaments. And then we're also going to do like treats and stuff like that too. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Which my staff are going to be incredible at teaching that workshop because I'm going to be on a beach.
I'm so happy for you.
Good for
I
you.
am so happy
It's
for
a
me
good
too.
place to be in December.
I've been looking forward to this vacation for a year now, but my staff, they are incredible and they're going to take such good care of everybody. I am kind of bummed to miss it, but that's just ended up how it worked out. But now I know for next year that I'm like, okay,
There you go.
I cannot miss Winterfest because
Always second Saturday of December.
there's so many things that I really wanted to do. And I really wanted to do, I know Lori Green is playing her bowls in the
at the yoga thing.
in the yoga
yeah.
and the igloo.
The
That's
bowls,
happening
the
on-
sound bowls. Yeah.
Yes.
Isn't that happening on like the 17th or 18th?
I forget.
It's coming up.
But I mean, this is your first, Winterfest, like being down as a merchant in the downtown area. So, more ideas for next year.
Yes.
Like, I cannot wait to see what you come up with for next year. Now that you
man.
know
now
what
that
it
I
is.
know, this really was like the year I'm like, okay, I moved down here. Like I renovated the space. I got to feel it out. I have learned so much over these just few months
It
that I'm
seems like
like,
you've been here longer already.
Right. It's like she's always
we've
been there.
contributed so
always been
much.
there.
It's like, how could you have done
Not
that in such a
been
short
here.
period
Right?
of time? You
Yeah.
know?
I was just like, let me just infiltrate the downtown area.
Success. And we're glad you did it.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh, I love it so much. Seriously. And I've already come up with so many great ideas, and my staff is incredible. They give me, if there's something happening and I'm not there working during that event, they write me detailed notes and tell me like, hey, look, this is what I think we should do next year. And I'm like, done. We're doing it.
Wow.
Okay. And they're incredible. Like,
that really speaks volumes to you, Courtney, though, because, you know, we lead by example and you're setting the culture in your shop. And so obviously all of your staff feel empowered to where they feel valued and their opinion is valued by you. And
they can provide you the feedback.
yeah.
Oh, huge time.
It's such a benefit when you do that.
Oh,
you know?
and I honestly, I would be more on the struggle bus without them. In all honesty.
You're like, I'm not off the struggle bus.
I am still on the struggle bus, but like my struggle bus would be broken down on the side of the road without them. They really are absolutely incredible. And, you know, this is their fun job. Like they all have big girl jobs.
Yeah.
Like,
So do you?
kind of. Yeah, I do a lot of things. But honestly, the studio, that's my passion business. And it's so much more than just a DIY workshop.
Yeah.
Like when I was like, yeah, I'm going to run this business. I'll take over. I'll do it. I was like, oh yeah, it's fun. I didn't realize how much more bigger than me it really was.
Yeah.
Which is really cool.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of cool to sit back when I'm in the studio. Like sometimes I'll just sit there for a second and look around and be like, dang,
Yeah, you
That's
should.
you did
I
Give yourself a little pat on the back.
I do. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, look at me
Job.
go.
Yeah.
And then there's other days where I'm like, oh my God, what was I thinking?
Yeah.
You know, it's the life
There's
of
a
a business
balance.
owner.
Yeah.
Right.
But last night was one of the nights that I was sitting there and I was just looking around. I'm like, girl, I did good.
I'm so happy you feel that way. And it's good to take moments to reflect on that, especially like if you're continuing to progress, or you have other goals that you want to get to just take a moment and reflect of like, this is how far I've come.
Yeah.
And I feel good about that.
Yeah.
Because it can inspire you to keep going, you know?
Oh, completely. Yeah. And I love it so much. It's so much fun. Seriously.
That's great.
Yeah.
So I know that we still have a little while before 2025. And at the same time, it feels like we're going to blink
It's
and it's
tomorrow.
going to be
Yeah,
here.
pretty
I've already
much.
been saying, like I said, I was talking to Sherry at the city and I was like, well, next year, you know, for 2026, she's like, no, next year's 2025. I'm like, no, we're in
Megan's
2025.
time jumping.
Like, I am. Like, you have to think so far advanced with this job that my mind's already like, we're halfway through 2025 already.
I made my daughter's birthday invites and I had dated them 2025.
Is it happening this year or in
It's
2025?
literally like, yeah. And she gave out, I think, like 2 of them. And then she was like, mommy, this says 2025.
I was like, we're planning it
And I
ahead
was
of
like,
months in
yeah,
advance.
we're just planning more than a year in advance. Save the date.
Yeah.
And so I literally had to go like find some whiteout and sit there and white out all of the years. And I was like, whoops. Yeah.
So what do you have on the docket for 2025? Do you have a word already that's going to be your word? Do you have a theme that you're kind of thinking towards?
I've been chewing on it for the past couple days, trying to really come up with what I want my focus to be. One of the things that I struggle with just personally is I've got ADHD and sometimes it's well managed
It's
and
a
sometimes it's
superpower.
not.
It is a superpower. You
It
can't tell
can
me
be.
otherwise.
And then there's some days where it does not work in my favor.
Mhm.
And like these past handful of days, it is not working in my favor. Like I walked into the studio and I'm like, okay, I've got to do A, B, and C.
Mhm.
And then I painted the windows.
Yeah.
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 And I'm like, the windows look great. They are beautiful, but I did nothing that I was actually supposed to do. And same thing with my inbox of my email. Today is one of the days and I'm like, okay, I got to get this done. And then I got to sit down and do my email. And then I started etching a pie dish. Again, not what I needed to
Creative
do.
research.
Yeah.
Exactly. So one of the things that I've been kind of chewing on is I'm like, one of my struggles is finding that balance
Mhm.
of the business part and doing the work,
Mhm.
you know, sometimes not the fun part of the work versus doing the fun part of the work
Right.
and the creative part or just taking a nap.
Yeah.
So that is something currently I've been a little bit on the struggle bus and struggling with, but it's not an always struggle. And
Mhm.
so when I think of my word for the year, I like to think of something that is achievable because I don't want to end the year and be like, ah, bummer.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to feel down on myself, but I also like to have my word to where I can manipulate the word a little bit to fit what life changes happen.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't have a word yet.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a good one because I do pick pretty great words.
What have some of your passwords been?
Ooh, so I had one was laser focus.
Ooh.
And that was a really great year. Another year, it was I'm in. And that was my yes year. And that was like anytime somebody asked me to do something, it's like, yes, I'm in.
Wow. That sounds like an exhausting year.
Yeah, it was, which is why it only lasted 1 year.
Yeah.
But it was so fun. I knocked off so many things from my bucket list,
That's cool.
which was so much fun. And it was great. And another one was elevate. And that one, I really felt like I hit that one on the head. It's a whole thing. Like
That's great.
If you guys...
I kind of like it. I might jump on your
all the
bandwagon and
people who are
start having a
listening,
word.
Yeah, it's called the Little Words Project. So actually, I actually have a bracelet on that says plant.
I did not even realize that.
Wow. My best friend got it for me because I got them on doing a word of the year. And then I actually hold them to it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like 1 year, one of my friends' words was happy. And so every once in a while I'll be like, hey, how are you doing with your happiness?
Yeah.
And just like, are you doing things that are making you happy? And another one with my girlfriend, it was breathe. And so I'd be like, hey, are you breathing? Are you breathing throughout the day? Are you taking a minute? And I hold them to it. And I ask them at the end of the year, do you feel like you hit your word? Do you feel like you accomplished it?
Yeah.
And so far, they've never said no. But I do push them to come up with a word for the following year too. And then as far as like things in the studio, I am just really excited to see how we can continue to grow and maximize and do more with the existing events that are already happening.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that I love
Don't
about
reinvent the wheel if you don't have to.
Exactly.
Just
and
roll with it.
Yeah. Just bank on the crowds that are already coming. Or how can we bring in maybe new people that didn't know that this event was happening?
Yeah.
Like the Roper Romper was so fun because first of all, I dressed up and I looked epic in a curly redheaded wig.
Didn't we all?
Right. But there was a handful of people that like, I had to unload a carload of wood out of my car into the studio.
Dressed like that?
Dressed like that. And all the people that looked at me had no idea what was going on.
Yeah.
And one person asked me, they're like, hey, just
What's the
wondering
deal?
what's going on? And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, why is everybody dressed like this? And I'm like, oh no, this is just what we do in Snohomish.
Yeah.
I feel like literally like looked at me for a second and I cracked. I started laughing. I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like no,
it's an event.
That's not, this is what's happening. And she's like, oh my God, you could have kept going and I would have just believed
That
you.
is so funny.
I feel like that's the same thing that Zombie Walk also gets that reaction, you know, because folks will come in and they're already dressed up and everything. And if that was your first ever time stepping into Snohomish, you'd be like, what in the world?
Yeah.
Right. And then there's some of the people that we've had in past years that they're like, heck yeah, I'm joining in. So, like, you know, they weren't prepared, but like we put makeup on them, we get them like gear and they join the walk and stuff. But I could only imagine, like, especially as we have these like themed things, if it was their very first time stepping into Snohomish, I'd be like, everyone in Snohomish is a redhead.
They like their themes because it's so like the Roper Romp was like 2 or 3 weeks before Zombies. So if you happen to come down
on one day,
and then you came down again, that would be like, what is happening in this town? But it's such a great representation. That's just what we do.
Yeah. And that shows community, right? Because we're like, we're going to look crazy.
Oh my God, I love it. I'm like, I love an
fun.
excuse to dress up. Are you kidding?
Well, that is so much fun. And I just love the energy that you bring, Courtney. Like when Megan and I were prepping for today, we were like, oh, with Courtney, like it'll be so fluid, you know, like we just love working with you. We love that you're a part of our downtown area now. We've seen what you are able to do this year and it has been so much fun. And I cannot wait to see what you have and what you come up with, what your word is, how you're going to play that into, you know, what you do as a business, who you are as a person. And I think it's just, you know, so many possibilities for you.
Thank you.
In the next year.
It's been amazing.
And we can't wait to, you know, be right there with you and partner with you as you go through this journey. But one of the things that we do want to ask you, that we ask all of our guests, and I think you know what the question is.
I might.
We hear the enthusiasm that you have for our downtown area, but how would you describe your perfect day in Snohomish?
Oh my gosh. There's so many good things. Okay. So I have, I don't know if it's a dream, but like, if I could plan literally the perfect day, I would do a DIY day. Okay. And this is how it would go. I've thought about this. Okay. I have thought about this. I love doing weird things and I love finding like secret spots like that people don't really know about. Okay. So I would do obviously a workshop at Board and Brush because it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
And then at Malicious Candle Company,
Mhm.
they do a DIY candle making,
Yes,
which
they
I
just
did.
started.
Yeah. And I did do one of those classes. Oh my gosh, it's so much fun. So I would do that. And then I think there's another candle, the little candle.
Little Barn Candle
Little Barn.
Company.
I think they do the same thing. I think they also do a candle making up there. So I'd also do that. And then I'd go to the plant bar and I
pedal
would make,
and the stem. Yes.
and do that. So that would be part of the DIY. And then obviously I'd have to go to Yo for it and make my own cup of froyo because, girl's going to be hungry. And then honestly, to end the day, the food down here is so good. Like I want a food passport where like it has all the restaurants and like you get stamped every time you go to a different restaurant. I'm trying so hard to hit up all of the restaurants, but I'm pretty addicted to the pie dive bar. I'm not
that is
like
good.
Good one.
their brisket
Good
mac
pie.
and cheese pie.
That sounds so good.
Oh my God, it's so good. So I'd have dinner there. Okay. See, the day's still going.
Yeah.
Like we're not done yet. Like we are maximizing this whole day.
We're here for a
The
whole day.
And then I would end the night at Impresario, which is the little
If you know, you know.
It's a little speakeasy and it is so flipping cool in there. And Bexy makes great drinks. And then my son has told me about the bridge. Him and his girlfriend go down there quite a bit. I haven't made it there yet. I don't quite know where it is.
Are we talking about the
Bridge?
old railroad bridge that is
I
east-
don't
the
know.
east end here?
It might be.
Like the literal bridge?
It's a literal bridge. Yes. They love going there. And
If
I'm
they're
like,
young, I would imagine they do.
does anybody else go there? And he's like,
Yes.
yeah, there's always people there. And I'm like, what? Where's this bridge?
You need
I
to
haven't
know
found the
someone
bridge
who's
yet.
like 17 or under.
Yeah, I'm gonna say,
Where
yeah,
that is.
he's
I was like, I'm not cool
15.
enough to know about this.
I know, but I've heard about it.
And speaking on behalf of local law enforcement, please
Yes.
don't go there. But
Oh, see, I'm
There we
like,
go.
I have
It's
no
a thing.
idea what this bridge is,
Yeah.
but I'm like, I want to go check that out. So like that would be how I would end my day.
yeah,
And then the very end is like, obviously I'd have to walk back to my car, which clearly I'd be parked at my studio because, there is this stained glass that is part of the apartments that are behind the studio. And it is beautiful. I point this out to people at night because it is gorgeous. And I don't know how many people know about this, but it's just this one window that is a stained glass window and it is of a hot air balloon. And it's lit up at nighttime and it's so pretty.
Wow.
Like it's kind of hard to see, but it's
like
so,
where do you have to be standing
you
outside of
literally
your
have
building
to stand
if
like
you want to
next
see
to
it?
my garbage can and you just look up and it's so pretty. It's like on the apartment buildings in the building behind me. And it's such a pretty piece of like, in all honesty, it's like art. And I have no idea how long it's been there. I'm sure somebody in Snohomish knows.
Sounds
but
like
it's
something
so
for
pretty.
Taylor to investigate.
Yeah, it's really,
check it
really
out.
pretty. And I love pointing it out to people. Yeah, it's really,
This
really
is like
pretty.
Insider podcast.
I know, right?
This is the episode to listen to.
Man. Well, that sounds like a very fun-filled whole day.
Right? I mean,
It's a
I'm
whole-
going to
yeah.
bank on the whole.
Yeah, where was
perfect-
your coffee stop to refuel in there? I didn't hear that part.
Oh, probably.
Because I'm just thinking, how are you still going?
Because it's Courtney.
No,
Have you
because
seen
it's me.
her?
I mean, I would be like, we are DIYing
Yeah,
for most
that is
of
her
the day.
energy.
DIY your own
Yeah.
energy.
Yeah. And then we're getting ice cream. So,
Yeah.
no, coffee, I probably would have stopped at Snohomish
Mhm.
on the way down. Oh,
Mhm.
man. Those girls
They've
know
got
how to
some
make
good
a
stuff.
good
Cup
thing
of coffee.
You
Yeah,
are just
they
a young
do.
at heart person because you're naming all the things that the young kids like to do.
I know, oh my
like my
goodness,
daughter
right?
would totally jive with you. She'd be like, yeah, let's go hang out with
I
Courtney.
was like, let's just go have fun.
Yeah.
Why not?
I
And-
love it.
Yeah. And so that's what I would do. I think it would be
That
a
sounds like a
really
good
fun
day.
day. Obviously, I'd want to do some shopping and stuff like that too. But yeah, I want to go do things.
That's such a fun DIY tour. Going off of your restaurant passport thing, that would also be another great, I think, collaboration opportunity for a bunch of the merchants that, you know, have those opportunities. Because my friends and I are big like DIYers, like we're cricketers and we sew and we do all of that stuff. And she's done the Malicious Women candle making thing. And I'm like, that would be so fun. Like bachelorette parties, bridal parties would be fun to do just like a whole day. Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's more places of
there's
more things that I'm like, I probably just don't know all of them yet.
And then you get to come home with a bag full of stuff that you made. Like, how many times can you say that these days where everything is just, you know, Amazon or store purchase?
Exactly.
This is homemade.
It commemorates the day too.
Exactly.
I love that.
Yeah.
What a fun day. Thanks,
I
Courtney.
know, right?
Yeah. You're just such a fun person.
I know,
It would be
are.
so fun. And I'm like, and then I go home and sleep.
Yeah. Your introvert is like, okay, I need to recharge.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being here with us.
Thanks for having me.
It was a really fun episode.
Very fun.
And we can't wait to see all the fun that you continue to bring in 2025.
Snohomish Storytellers, brought to you by the Historic Downtown Snohomish Association, produced by Red Trucks.